Hey, Planeswalkers, Mythras here. Hope you're doing well and staying safe. Today, I got another top deck for you. We're going to walk through the main board. We'll talk about the sideboard. We'll talk about how to sideboard. And then we'll go in and play some best of one and best of three matches. Now, today's particular top deck hails to us from a Platinum to Mythic 6+ wins. And additionally, what's pretty interesting about this, it is a very nutty deck. It's got a cool companion, one that used to be extremely popular right when companions was a thing. So very, very excited to circle back on this. Now, quickly, Planeswalkers, before we go ahead and jump into it here, I just want to say thank you, as always. I truly appreciate your support. Please feel free to subscribe to the channel down over there. Additionally, like the video if you like it. You can like me on Facebook and follow me on Twitter and Twitch to stay up to date on content like this, particularly because I try and do a daily video just for you. Now, you can also go down below and check out my Untapped profile, see how I'm progressing day over day, month over month, stay in touch, and additionally see what I'm playing. And also, there's the companion app down below for you as well. If you'd like to share your journey with me, I would be happy to see it. All right, Planeswalkers, let's go ahead. And as we look at the deck today, we have a Sultai Gyruda Midrange deck. So for those of you that are new or for those of you that are returning, we'll cover the nomenclature here in a second. But also, if you have questions or comments, please feel free to ask down below. And additionally, you can hop in the Discord. That information is down below in the description as well. So deck list down below, links down below, and also other ways to support the channel down below. All right, so here's what we got going on. Sultai Gyruda Midrange. So here it has to deal with the Sultai colors, but that is green, blue, and black, giving us Sultai. Now, additionally here we have Gyruda as our companion, and this is the creature that I was talking about. So Gyruda used to be very, very popular and prominent, and I'll just say slightly broken. But what we have here is we got a Demon Kraken. Our companion here, our starting deck contains only cards with even converted mana costs. And then when Gyruda enters the battlefield, each player mills 4 cards. Put a creature card with an even converted mana cost among them, from among the milled cards on the battlefield under our control. So very, very important here. We get both sides. We can do a lot of cool stuff and very, very interesting interactions and mechanics here. So that is the main piece. This deck is very, very late game heavy, but it's also about cheating in a bunch of those big things to do something, which is pretty cool. And it's also ramp heavy. So we'll come back and we'll talk about each of the components here in a minute in the main board. But again, like I said, deck list down below, so you have access to it right away. All right, so let's quickly pop through here. You'll see some pretty interesting things, I believe. This deck is very, very powerful nonetheless, and really, really looking forward to piloting it. Now, it's probably going to be a little slow in best of one. We'll find out, but best of three, definitely, I think it's going to shine a little bit more. So here's what we got going on, and I love this. I absolutely love this. So we talked about Gyruda already, but Thassa's Oracle, I love this as the one of. So for a couple of different reasons. This is a odd win condition that you can still hit by self-milling, and then also by having enough that enters the battlefield, and particularly when they're milling you too. Very, very important against things like rogues. But what this creature does is when Thassa's Oracle enters the battlefield, we get to look at the top X cards of our library, where X is our devotion to blue, put up to one of them on top of our library and the rest on the bottom of our library in a random order. Now, if X is greater than or equal to the number of cards in your library, we win the game. That is an awesome win condition. It is so fun. Next, we have some ramp here. So we have Humble Naturalist. So this creature here is a human druid. We can tap, add 1 mana of any color, but we can only spend this mana to cast a creature spell. So again, all creatures. Technically, this is kind of a creature, but legendary enchantment as well. Then we have Elysian Carotid. So same thing, tap 1, any mana. But if we have a creature power 4 or more, we're going to add 2 mana of that of any one color instead. We have Tangled Florahedron, so this is a mortal land. Again, now we can tap for 1, or it can come in as a tapped land. Then we have Thassa's Deep Dwelling, so this is our blinker. Super, super fun. So this is indestructible as long as our devotion to blue is less than 5. Thassa isn't a creature. And then at the beginning of our end step, exile up to 1 other target creature we control. with our blink, and then return that card to the battlefield under our control. So very, very powerful card here. We get to tap another target creature here for 4. So don't forget that, because a lot of people forget that often. Now, here's what's pretty interesting. We have Nightmare Shepherd in this as well. So this is a flying demon enchantment creature. It's also whenever another non-token creature we control dies, we may exile it. If we do, create a token that's a copy of that creature, except it's a 1/1, and it's a nightmare in addition to its other types. So we'll get all the triggers again, which is very, very important. Then we have Questing Beast. We know that this thing does a ton of stuff. So here we have a legendary creature beast. Vigilance, Death Touch, and Haste. Can't be blocked by creatures with power 2 or less. This is a good one. Combat damage that would be dealt by creatures we control can't be prevented. And then lastly, whenever it deals combat damage to an opponent, it deals that much damage to a planeswalker as well. Then we have Solemn Simulacrum. Very, very, my favorite golem. I think I might have actually got my English right there. When this enters the battlefield, we may search our library for a basic land card, put that on the battlefield tapped, then shuffle, and then additionally when this creature dies, we may draw a card. Now, we also have Massacre Worm. So Massacre Worm here, luckily it's not a legendary, and when it enters, creatures our opponent's control get -2/-2 till end of turn, and then whenever a creature an opponent control dies, that player loses 2 life. We have Kogla the Titan Ape. So again, this creature enters, it fights up to 1 target creature we don't control. Whenever it attacks, we destroy target artifact or enchantment defending player controls, and then for 2 we can return target human we control to our owner's hand, and then this creature gains indestructible till end of turn. We also have 3 other Gyrudas main boarded, which is very, very important here, so we already talked about that. And then we also have Lochmere Serpent. So this is good because this gives us the ability to pull something back from our graveyard here. This creature has flash, 7/7, can't be blocked if we sacrifice an island, so a perfect finisher. We can sacrifice a swamp, we can gain 1 life and draw a card, and then additionally, that was what I was talking about, is kind of like the escape cost. We can exile 5 target cards from an opponent's graveyard, so not ours but our opponent's, return this creature from a graveyard to our hand, and activate this ability anytime we can cast a sorcery. So again, something like an escape, but it's really more so about activating our opponent's hand. This is great against things where opponents are either playing their graveyard, mill decks, also things like playing Lurrus decks, also anything that's running like Big Red. Lots of good options there for that card. And we got all our land options here. We got our pathways, mortal lands, and then the triomes. So very, very healthy. We're running 24 lands, which is nice for this kind of deck because we got lots of beefy ramp here. And then additionally, add in those 4, we got 28 lands. So let's talk about the sideboard. So this is kind of weird. It's showing 16, but it's a legit. So we got 3, 3, 3. So that's going to be 9, 12, 14, 15. So I don't know why it's doing the 16. Kind of off. It's probably double counting these 2, but it's the right one. I think this was a bug actually. So anyway, we'll just leave it at that. So first off, we have negate. So this is counter target non-creature spell. We're going to want to play this against anyone that's playing control decks, anyone that's playing I'll say anything that's got counter spells in it as well. It's gonna be pretty important to play this. Any deck that's probably focused on spells. Additionally, anything running like a Ugin, so mono black control, mono red control, or big red. Those are all good ones to play negate. You may want to consider this even against a rogues deck, just to stop draw or stop some of the kill spells. Those kinds of things wouldn't be bad there. Then we have Agonizing Remorse. So we talked about, again, some of those mill decks or decks that are controlled, like we just mentioned. I would also play Agonizing Remorse against those. So here, target opponent reveals their hand. We choose a non-land card from it or a card from the graveyard. Exile that card, we lose 1 life. So very, very powerful trade-off here. That's kind of where this focuses between these 2, is really, again, against those control matchups, against more of the late game matchups. I would also, I should have said negate and Agonizing Remorse are perfect against Yorion decks as well. So anything like the Esper, Orzhov, Mardu, Doom decks, anything in those, you're definitely going to play that. Next, we have Eliminate. So Eliminate is an instant spell kill spell. We can destroy target creature or planeswalker with converted mana cost or less. So any aggro deck is where you're going to want to play this. It's going to be really important against things like mono red, the Boros Knights decks that we've done, Warriors decks, also against Gruul aggro. This one's good for you. You can play this against rogue decks. This is going to be pretty important there as well. Same thing here. So Heartless Act, excuse me. Heartless Act, my fan's gone crazy. Too many times. I'll buy a new fan if you guys give me some more support. Anyway, just kidding. Heartless Act here. We have an instant speed kill spell again. So this is destroy target creature with no counters on it, or remove up to 3 counters from a target creature. Again, similar decks that we already talked about, aggro decks, mono red, Gruul, any of the Knights decks I mentioned, Warriors decks I mentioned. You're going to play this against the Rogues decks. Lots of creature-based stuff. This is going to be very, very helpful for you. Even things like the Winata decks are still around. Naya Winata, regular Boros Winata, Houndmaster Winata, those kinds of things. Scute decks, you can run these against Scute decks. And then next we have Kogla the Titan Ape. So again, we already have 2 of these. You're going to want to play these against where you definitely need to remove creatures off the board. And so actually these 2 would also work nicely. Same with Agonize Remorse and Kogla against mono green food. You guys can check out my November tier list. Obviously food was a big one in there. Those are all good opportunities for you to take things off the board. Again, Kogla being that one there to help you fight. You could run this against Yorion decks, definitely, because if you can have this on the board, you'll keep killing enchantments as you attack in. You can also take out Yorion off the fly in there. So lots of good things, lots of good spots for this one as well. And then obviously this is our companion one. So a little wonky there, but I think we're good. So Planeswalkers, how do we sideboard? We'll do it again in terms of, actually it's this side, aggro, mid-range, late game. So first off, as I mentioned, against aggro, we definitely have Eliminate Heartless Act, so we can go 6. Where would I like to change up? One, I would probably pull out Thassa's Oracle. I love this card. I like the win condition. That's just one spot I would play. I would maybe consider dropping 2 Tangled Florahedrons as well. And then what I would do is that gives me 3, and then I'm going to need 3 more. I would maybe drop 1 Lochmere Serpent, and then I would also consider dropping this guy. And the reason why I would do that is because, again, it's fast. The draw's nice and the block's nice, but you're going to deal a little bit more damage with these ones. The other route that you could go is you could drop a Questing Beast and a Nightmare Shepherd, and then keep these so that you can still at least keep getting through your deck, kind of a thing. So that should give you enough, definitely up to 6 between all those options and considerations there to cut. I would definitely try and keep Massacre Worm if you can, and because we are trying to go for that late game and it's all about the Gyruda engine, you're going to want to keep some of these things in there. Next we have the mid-range games. So I would play things like Agonizing Remorse. You're probably going to play Negate. You might not play Eliminate or Heartless Act unless they're things like the Selesnya Adventures deck. I should have mentioned that too. Selesnya Adventures deck, there's Selesnya counters, there's Orzhov counter, all sorts of decks that you guys can play these things against. So please feel free to ask down below if you got more questions, or jump in the Discord like I said. Additionally, so again, you're probably gonna run Heartless Act. I would consider Kogla actually as well, and those are some good ones. You may consider Negate, but Agonizing Remorse isn't bad, and Kogla, like I said. So let's go about 5 there. I would myself, I would probably again stick to something similar. Like I said before, I'd probably drop 2 of those. I'd probably drop Thassa's, so that's 3. I would then consider maybe one Lochmere Serpent. Massacre Worm might not be as good here, so you could maybe drop that as well, because they're going to be playing Kroxa, So that actually might be the better trade. So do 2 there, 3 there. That should get you there with the 5. Then that way, if they're milling you can still, or make you discard, you can still pull Lockmere in, and then use Lockmere to take out their graveyard. That could be a better play. If they're probably more the Selesnya route, then you're going to probably go the Massacre Worm. In addition, we played that Sultai Midrange one too, you guys can check out. And don't forget, you could drop the Thassa's Oracle, 2, 3, 6. There's 6 there. Good chains ups there. So again, depending on if they're more creature based, not quite as much, more creature control based in the mid range space, that will kind of be the two drivers and areas to kind of think about. And then last but not least, late game. So these are all the Yorion decks. These are control decks. Negate. You can go Agonize Remorse potentially, and then Kogla. So that gives us good 8 cards that you could consider flipping in or out. Massacre Worm is not going to help you against some late game decks, so that's a decent one you can drop. You can pull in the Koglas. That's going to be a better option. You can always drop the 2 there. You can drop a Thassa's Oracle there as well if you want. Again, but if you're kind of getting milled out and stuff, Thassa's Oracle isn't bad. It's not a bad one, like I said, to try. And then also, where would I consider then? You could drop a Questing Beast. It's nice to hit with the aggro. Nightmare Shepherd's going to be really helpful for you in the Doom decks, because you'll be able to sack something and pull it back, and you'll still be just fine. And you'll get your triggers as well if you need those. So that's not a bad one to keep in. So that gives you 2, 5, 8. So 3, 4, 2, 6. I would consider maybe 1 Questing Beast. You're going to want to keep the blanks, and maybe 1 Lockmere Serpent. So that should be pretty good for you. That's kind of how I think about it. So we talked about the aggro, we talked about the mid-range, we talked about the late game. Should have went the other way. And we talked about how to sideboard through that. We talked about the sideboard, and then we talked about the main board. So we are going to go play some competitive Magic here in best of 1 and best of 3. Like I said, I'm speculating that this is obviously more of a best of 3 deck, but we'll find out. I think if we hit it right, though, we get 2 rampers plus a good old Gyruda here. I think we'll have a good shot, actually, because if we get the engine going, it's hard to shut down, particularly in best of 1. And I'm speculating that you're most likely going to hit some aggro stuff like Mono Red and maybe some of the rogues. All in, super excited. If you couldn't tell, this deck used to be a powerhouse. Like I said, slightly broken. Nice to see it kind of coming around. It gives us a good, interesting take as well here. All right, so let's do this because it is doing something weird. There we go, 60-60. I don't know why it did that. So let's fix this up. So let's just make sure that it went in and stayed. It did. All right, there we go. See, wasn't me. All right, let's go ahead and actually, I just want to make sure real quick, sorry guys, that we don't get hosed here on this deck. So let's go find Gyruda. Done. Double check. Oh, all right, we'll give it a shot. If we show up in our best of 1 without Gyruda, yeah, not the worst thing, huh? All right, so there's my good old Kaladesh, standard rank. There's Izzet Draw 2, you guys should actually check out because it's awesome. Well, not actually, but you should just check it out because it's a super fun deck. Let's get into it here. Again, Planeswalkers, as always, I just want to say thank you. I appreciate your support. Please feel free to subscribe to the channel down over there. Like the video if you like it. You can like me on Facebook. Follow me on Twitter and Twitch as well to stay up to date. Oh, I didn't switch the deck. Oh, no. No. We'll keep this. That's fine. We'll just concede because that's what I'm going to do. I'm moving too quickly, you guys. Oh, so sad. Oh, so sad. That's okay. I'm not too worried about it. My bad. I was getting too excited there. Boom, boom, boom. We do make mistakes. Standard rank. I was too excited to play the draw 2. Okay, back to the Sultai Gyruda, and we are in. All right, Planeswalkers. Like I was saying, I appreciate your support. Please feel free to subscribe to the channel down over there. Additionally, you can like me on Facebook. You can like the video, and then you can follow me on Twitter and Twitch as well to stay up to date on content like this. And we got Johnny Castle right off the bat. Now, quickly, as always, there's also other ways to support the channel down below, and feel free to hop into, I'm going to keep this, hop into the Discord that I got down there. All right, so this is going to be pretty interesting. So I kept this for a couple different reasons here. One, we got decent ramp, which is why I did it. That hurts. So we can keep going. Well, we need a blue. So we won't hit it next turn. So let's look. We will keep these. Alright, if we can keep this guy alive, and we hit Gyruda next turn, we'll see. A lot of people haven't seen this deck either, which is nice. Ooh, that hurts. So we'll see if we can do anything big. What would be perfect would be a worm. Your graveyard. So we can do this guy. Oh, if we could have got a worm, that would have been a blowout card there. I don't think we're gonna get this because we have to, because they can pop for 2. We don't have anything to hit them off the top. And we don't have reach, unfortunately. Oh, so close. So close. It's not gonna matter, my friends. Oh, so sad. So sad. See, we run into the mono red after I quit the last game and take a bad hit. But that's, we did get to see the engine, which is what I wanted to see. If we would have hit the worm, it would have been game over. Because that would have been 6 damage. It would have cleared them, and then we would have actually probably had lethal, close to lethal there. All right, let's try it one more time here, best of 1. Very fast match though. Not because of us, definitely because of our opponent, but hey, that is how it goes. This fan is driving me crazy. So a couple things here. We go first. We got Lurrus. I might keep this because we can pull this over, and we can get a good ramp going. So I'm okay with it. So we'll go Elysian Carotid first. So it looks like we have a rogues deck. So they shouldn't have anything to pull out of our hand. Now we could also play some Simulacrum too. Alright, so we got a mill deck. One, two, three, four. Well, that's not going to help us. I think the better play is so we can play Solemn Simulacrum, and then we can also pull over our guy here if we want. Oh my gosh. We're gonna run into this awesome stuff right here, where we just keep getting milled. This has been my bad luck. Bad luck against these decks here. So we'll definitely pull this. Okay. I will play this because I can. And let's choose up to one. Well, you can put that one. Actually, let's keep this one on top because onto the battlefield from the milled cards. We want to not put that one on top. Oop. Didn't do what I wanted. Oh, view browser. Let's put that one. So the problem here, though, is they can still have counters. They can still run a counter here, and then we're going to be in a problem. Yeah. So they have enough to counter. So they left the 2 open, so they definitely have enough to counter. How many do they have there? They only have 2. Could have hung on to that, actually, if we wanted to do that. I know that they're going to try and counter. So we'll keep that. Thinning doesn't help. They probably didn't have the counter too, watch. There's our worms. How many do they have here still? 3. So now we may not even want to self-mill here. Yeah, we'll figure that out because we're gonna get hosed, but let's try it. Oh, they didn't have it. So we can go with... How many do we have? View battlefield. We can definitely self-mill. So if we take a shot at it, there's my 2 worms. I think I got 3. So let's do that one. We'll try it. View browser. We'll try it. And see if we can hit a worm. Oh. So we'll do this. And then here's what we're gonna blank. So we're actually going to blink. We're going to blink Thassa's back and forth. So we dump this guy, we dump that guy, we dump that guy, we dump that guy, we dump that guy. And hopefully they play Cling. Perfect. So now what's gonna happen is they're gonna draw here. Okay. And I can do it one more time. Maybe. I thought anyway. Let's do this. Oh, it didn't let me... Anytime I could play a sorcery. I missed it by like two cards. 2 cards. It was close. It was actually really close there. That's too bad. They need another Soaring Thief. There you go. There it was. We missed it. We just missed it. If we could have got that and blinked, we would have been just fine as well. Oh, it was so close. It was so close. Just right on the cusp. So that's another trick with the Thassa's Oracle there. We'll go into the best of 3 now, and very, very fast matches today. We'll see if this is any different here for our best of 3. All right, traditional standard ranked. There's our Is It Draw 2. We're not going to make the same mistake. We'll go into our 3rd match for our best of 3. Now, quickly, as always, Planeswalkers, again, appreciate your support. Please feel free to subscribe to the channel down over there. Additionally, like the video if you like it. You can like me on Facebook. Follow me on Twitter and Twitch. Stay up to date on content like this. Super fun deck. We've been like just shy of connecting twice in the best of 1, but that is how it goes. Also, again, Planeswalkers, feel free to hop into... this guy's probably trying to get ranked here. Hop into the good old Discord channel as well, and then there's other ways to support down below in the description. All right, so we got a Yorion deck, so we know that this is going to be more of a late game, so we're going to have to move pretty quickly here. Yep, so we got an Abzan one. So Massacre Worm's not going to help us in this one. Ooh, maybe it will. It's a little bit different one. Ooh, ramp deck here. I like it. So we can go 4. I want to play that, but I need to do this. So we can play Master War next turn. So Kogla is going to work well in this. Kill spells might work in this too. So I'll have to think about it. There we go. There we go. Double up. So we're going to want to pull over our Gyruda. And then we're going to also want to get Nightmare Shepherd down. Ooh, here we go. Let's go with that. We'll grab Thassa. Blank here. We'll grab Obes. Oh, that is nice. So whenever we attack, we can now destroy an enchantment. Oh, this is nice. What do we got here? We got 35. Artifact as well, huh? Not enough. Get that off the board. We'll bump this one. We'll take that off the board first. Could have kept going that, but I want to be safe for the moment. Here's the human. Pop that back. Boom! So we forgot to mention that when we walked through the deck the first time. So here's what we got. What do I want to flip in here? I do want to add the 2 Koglos because I like the fight. We can keep that in. Thassa's Oracle's nice. We'll drop 1, 2. There we go. And we'll go from there. I could do the direct kill spells if I wanted, but I think this is going to be a better take for us. All right, so let's pull through here and make this a nice 2-0 in a very, very fast day. This is not a good start, though. Not a good start either. I will get rid of that one. There you go, Fallen Barons. That is unfortunate. That is really unfortunate for us. That's okay. Ooh, if we can get to Massacre Worm, it's gonna be nice. So here's what we do. It's gonna be pretty. So what we do is we drop this guy. We take our action, we grab one of those. We do this. We got enough black there, so let's go grab blue. Oh, we don't have any blue. Let's go grab black. Oh, we're gonna get 1 turn. I'm doing that to get my draw. There's our Thassa. And we'll eat his stuff. Alright, here we go. So I can go Kogla. How many lands do I have? New browser. We could fight if we wanted. Or we could go for it again. I think we're gonna fight. Because as I do this one here. Hang on to that one, actually. There we go. Oh no. I can't. Shoot. Let's do this because it's only creature. Actually, I should have. Well, yeah, it didn't matter. Didn't matter because they still had 2, so we'll do this. That guy. So next turn I can tap their creature down with Thassa. Oh, they're digging. We got it. We exacted our revenge in our best of 3. We got everything going, my friends. Super, super fun. Minus, technically we didn't break even because I accidentally screwed up on the Izzet deck, but super, super fun nonetheless. Absolute blast. A lot of people not seeing that deck coming. So let's go ahead and take a look and talk about it one last time here. So again, this is the Sultai Gyruda Midrange deck here. All about this guy right here. So our companion, our starting deck contains only even cards. Even cards, and then additionally that's got nice, when it enters, we mill, we put a creature card, even convert mana cost from among them onto the battlefield, so either our opponents or ours. Again, lots of great one-offs. We almost got this to work. We're one short. Probably could have played that a little bit differently. We might have been able to get through. Here's the sideboard again, and then again we lost that mono red deck too. That could have been really, really close. We need about one more turn. So Planeswalkers, we had a great best of 3 match as well. We beat an Abzan Yorion deck. It was super, super fun. Super, super fun. Anyway, I'm just going to leave it at that. And lastly, as always, Planeswalkers, I appreciate your support. Please feel free to subscribe to the channel down over there. Additionally, like the video if you like it. You can like me on Facebook. Follow me on Twitter and Twitch. Stay up to date on content like this and for those daily video drops. And lastly, you can also go down to the description down below. Not only is the deck list there, as well as the links to the deck, but also other ways to support the channel. So very, very thankful for everything. So please take care, Planeswalkers. Stay in touch. We got more videos coming your way. Lots of great content. Super, super fun things the last couple days. So you stay safe. You take care. Mythras out. I will see you again soon. Bye, Planeswalkers.